Matt Damon. The Great Wall. And yeah, just in case you haven't noticed, I've been a little sick over the past couple of days, but I've postponed this video for long enough. So The Great Wall is a new movie starring Matt Damon, who plays this nomadic soldier type who wanders the world with his crew and his friend played by the guy who played Oberyn in Game of Thrones. And so they get to the Great Wall of China, and for all we know, it was built under Genghis Khan's rule to protect China from the Mongolians. But for the sake of this movie, that's just not true. In this movie, there are like CG monsters that come after the wall and they attack in hordes like World War Z and shit. And now we have our fucking snooze of a movie. Holy shit, like the first 15 minutes of this film, we were just hanging out with the crew and I was like, who gives a shit about these guys? I'm being honest, I didn't fucking care. So then they get to the Great Wall of China and we meet the chick. You know, the chick is going to be like the main love interest. It's a story that we've seen a million times before, where she has tension with Matt Damon. You know, they don't get along at first and then they do, and then they don't, and then they do. I did, however, like seeing the army that they had. Like there are different factions among this army where different colors are associated with different skills. I actually really like that. I've always liked color association, although their outfits really reminded me of the new Power Rangers. But honestly, that was the only cool thing or really positive thing about this film. Other than that, I mean, the story's kind of a mess. Just random things just seem to happen. Like some of the dialogue scenes where the characters weren't really long enough, like they were just interrupted unexpectedly by another attack by the monsters or something. But the no-win situation is I don't even care about these characters, so I don't want to see more dialogue, so yeah, go ahead and interrupt them. Show me more action with these god-awful visual effects. Yeah, those monsters did not look good. And not just the monsters, but they do that 3D like theme park gimmick where they're throwing something at the screen and it's like, whoa, it's in your face in 3D! I was like, I thought we were past this in 3D movies. I mean, this film looks like it was shot in 3D. I don't know if it was. And the 3D wasn't bad, you know, it had really good depth of field, or at least the way I saw it, it did. But it just ruins it when you do those stupid gimmicks like that. Those are for theme parks, man. I'm just saying, Shrek 4D, it has the right to do that. This movie does not. The other good thing I can say about this movie is the score, of course done by Ramin Djawadi, my man. He is my man because he went to my school. I don't know, the music he writes is always good. But the movies he's been scoring lately, not so much. I still need to watch Westworld. So in the end, The Great Wall... shit story, characters you just don't give a fuck about, lame-o visual effects. It's an interesting enough world, but what they do with it, they just flush it down the drain. I know it's been over a year since I've given a movie this rating, but don't worry, it's still around. For The Great Wall, I will say, don't go see this movie. Yeah, no musical rating. This movie doesn't deserve one. So I'm not going to ask you what you thought of The Great Wall, because like I said, you shouldn't go see it. Instead, I'm actually going to make a little announcement here. A couple of weeks ago, my friend Kevin and I launched a new podcast called Real Rogues. It's pretty much an extended version of my reviews here, except we talk about a lot more than just movies. Well, I mean, we talk about trailers and movie-related news and stuff, because obviously I've always really loved doing that. So I'll put the link below to the podcast so you can go listen to it, and after listening to it, you can answer my question, what did you think about that? I appreciate any and all feedback. So whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.